I knew acquiring a business was going to be a challenge, but I didn't expect to learn these 3 things. What is up, guys? My name's Lamar, and I'm a 7-figure serial entrepreneur. I'm here helping you start and scale your online business. Now, my channel primarily focuses on Amazon FBA and software as a service because I currently run and manage both of those businesses right now. My goal is to teach you about how you can go out there and do the exact same thing. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I acquired my software business and the 3 lessons or big takeaways that I've taken since post-acquisition and what I think you can learn if you're thinking about or considering acquiring a software business or any business really for that matter. I think you're going to get value out of today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos that I'm coming out with. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment below. Happy to answer and provide any kind of feedback for acquiring an online business. So let's jump into today's video. Lesson number 1 is be flexible. I want to start off by kind of telling you guys a little bit of a story or where the initial idea came for why I even went out and thought about acquiring a business. And the story starts back in 2018. This was pretty much the peak of my Amazon business. It was right around 2018, 2019. And at that time, I started getting these seedlings of ideas. I started getting this craving and this feeling. I wanted to kind of take my business in a more high-tech direction. I've been selling on Amazon for about 3 years by that point. And I just wanted to have software developers. I wanted to have engineers on my team. As you can kind of see the landscape evolving and having just a greater open mind of where I wanted to go as a general business owner outside of my Amazon FBA business, I knew that I wanted to take my overall business in a high-tech or a higher tech direction than a Amazon FBA physical product business. So I guess you could say around that time, I knew the direction I wanted to go in, but I didn't exactly know how I was going to get there. Fast forward to 2020 and COVID happened. During COVID, I had actually sold face masks and other PPE related products to many hospitals throughout the East Coast and specifically in the Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey area. And I did very well during that time. I was able to do over $1.3 million in sales within 30 days and just continued to compound that opportunity. I was able to capitalize on a limited time opportunity with utilizing my Amazon FBA knowledge, with my knowledge of supply chain and manufacturing, and was able to provide those products to many organizations and people that needed those products in a time of much need. Now I've created a whole video that I will link to about that business that I was able to kind of spin up there because of COVID. But the important piece that I'm trying to touch on here is that was a very unexpected opportunity that came out of nowhere. I was able to grab that opportunity and fully maximize it to its max potential. Now, again, this wasn't a product that would take me into a high-tech direction. However, because of that and because I capitalized on it, my high-tech aspirations of moving my overall business in that kind of a direction began to formalize. I had a lot more money now that I could kind of decide and direct what area I wanted to pursue next. Around the same time, I started to have the desire to also experience a different stage of business. And what I mean by that is, to date, all of the businesses that I have started or been a part of were really going from 0 to 10, right? I was taking them from nothing and building them into something. And I started to have the idea or the feeling that I wanted to try to acquire a business. I didn't necessarily want to start the idea, but I wanted to scale the idea. So the fact that I now had kind of the funds or the capital to start looking at acquiring businesses, that is kind of the combination of events that took place to kind of give me the direction of like, oh, now might be a good time to go in a high-tech direction while also acquiring a business instead of starting a business from scratch. So that's exactly what I did. I started to research businesses and look for acquisition opportunities that involved software that would take me into a little bit more of a high-tech space. And I could also acquire a business which would provide me an opportunity to kind of scale a business at a different stage than starting one from zero. So in summary, you are your business, you are flexible, so is your business. Lesson number 2, research. Once you start looking for businesses that you are interested in acquiring, you're going to end up doing a lot of research. Not only will you do research before you put in an offer, but there will also be a due diligence stage where you're doing research and kind of validating the business after you've put in an offer. Essentially, there's a lot of back and forth with the founder or the founding team, and you're either doing it over email, you're setting up calls, you're kind of getting all of your questions, open-ended questions answered. I had one of my employees help me with this. She would do lots of market research. She would look at the competition. She would analyze the product itself. She would help me validate all aspects of the business. Before I acquired ReferralHero, I was actually looking at another kind of Shopify app. And this Shopify app was a gift card app. They provided kind of a gift card plugin to Shopify stores. We were very close to acquiring this business. The financials looked pretty good. The product itself was pretty good. They had kind of a core customer base that had a very low churn rate, so people were using the product for a very long time. However, through our research, we discovered an article. It was a blog post that Shopify had put out on providing their own gift card app service. And while obviously that wasn't evident anywhere in the business listing, and the founders certainly weren't going to tell us about that, that became a massive risk for the business. And because Shopify was considering that, it just killed the deal completely. We completely pulled out and we're like, no, this is too much risk for us. Even though this might not happen, or even though Shopify might not do it, or even though Shopify might do this only for a temporary period of time, the risk was far too big for us to acquire that business and risk Shopify completely wiping them out a year later. When it came to acquiring ReferralHero, during the due diligence stage, we spent a lot of time reviewing the profit and loss statement. We were analyzing every single expense that was in the business. We were analyzing the sales that were coming into the bank account for a 30-day period of time. We were validating that the financials were accurate. During that time, a couple of questions came up. What is this expense? What is this cost? But nothing major. And in fact, the previous owner had a contract worker that was kind of helping him with customer service, right? This was an expense in the profit and loss statement. And after analyzing her job role, looking at the support tickets that she was answering, I came to the realization that we could completely eliminate her job and recoup a couple of $100 a month in cost. And that's simply just because I was going to operate the business a little bit different than how that owner was operating the business. So in summary, do your research, do your due diligence, and validate the story that you're being sold. Lesson number 3, learn first. Right after I took ownership of ReferralHero, my main focus was not to break anything. I wanted the sales to remain very steady and ensure that nothing was going to change. And to be honest, during those first couple of months, I was quite worried. I'd wake up stressed. There would be like a bug in the software, or a part of our product wasn't working in the way that it should be. At times, I even started to doubt the product. Did I make a mistake? And it was in those first few months that I realized that I needed to learn first. I needed to become very familiar with operating this type of a business. It became apparent that this was a business that was very different from Amazon FBA. And you go very quick. You go from 0 to 10 very quick when you acquire a business. And I was okay with that, but I needed to fully understand, I needed to fully learn how to run and operate that business. Because like I said, I was pretty worried, I was scared, I was paranoid about making sure that things just stayed exactly the same. To help me learn about the business, I started to read through all of the support tickets. I went back 2 years worth and read every single support ticket that came in, every single question about the software product. I looked at how the support staff and how the founder answered every single question. That helped me get a good foundation. And then I continued to play with the product. As new customers would email in and ask me questions, I would personally help them. I was doing support. I learned the flaws with the product and what needed to be fixed. I took a very hands-on approach. I learned this business inside and out. I made sure that I could answer every single question and help any customer. And I did this for quite some time. To date, I've owned ReferralHero for over a year and a half. And really that first year was just all about learning. I was learning everything that I could about this new business model and the product that I was selling. And with over the past 6 months, now my mindset has started to shift a little bit, right? Now I'm thinking more about marketing and scaling and growing the business. But for that first whole year, I was just in the learning stage. I was just consuming by doing and learning everything that I could. So in summary, when acquiring a business, learn first, build second. So I'm happy to report that ReferralHero is now doing great. Like I mentioned, I acquired the business a little over a year and a half ago, and now I'm thinking about scale. The product is extremely powerful, and we are a huge threat to the industry. While running any business or acquiring any business is going to be stressful at times, I'm extremely happy that we did it, and acquiring more businesses is going to be an ongoing strategy for my business. I plan to do it over and over again in the future. If you got value out of today's video, or you're thinking about acquiring a business yourself, drop me a comment in the comment section below, and I'd love to guide you through or answer any questions that you might have. Until next time, guys, get out there and crush it, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.